everybody and welcome to Nessentius Plays Aurora 4X. In the last episode we started our colonization efforts on Mars. We finished terraforming the moon. And now we are getting ready to terraform Mars as well. At the moment we are still shipping with our freighters infrastructure to Mars from the moon itself. And it's a slow process. The freighters that we have at the moment are not that fast. The engine technology that we have is not that great either. But we achieved some good results on Luna, and therefore I think we will be able to achieve very good results on Mars as well. We are building on Earth in the shipyard another freighter, and when it's done I'll probably queue up another one, just so we have more freighter capacity. And I think what I also will do is use some of our wealth, which is enormous, to ship some installations from some infrastructure from the moon to Mars itself. So how much do we have here? We have 12,000 infrastructure on the moon. So let's say we can supply 10,000 infrastructure from the moon, and on Mars we would like to demand the same amount of infrastructure. If I'm correct, they will now use these freighters they have over here and ship the infrastructure from the moon to Mars. We have no infrastructure on Earth, so we can't really put any infrastructure over there, unfortunately, but this way they will ship more. Now, we've had a council meeting and unfortunately people were really happy with our progress, but also really complaining about a lack of progress in some other areas. And mainly in our research department. The scientists were quite angry that even after all the advancement that we did, they only have 5 labs available to them. They pretty much demanded more labs. And that's understandable. We did some efforts a while back to start producing some research labs, but it quickly fell on deaf ears and nobody really did anything to it. So we have considered their request, and we decided to restructure our construction priorities right now, that only 10% of our capacity should go to building more construction factories and 90% should go to building research laboratories. This would mean that we are producing a lot of production now for our research laboratories, 16,000. Taking a look at a research laboratory, it takes 2,400 to complete one laboratory. That means we're producing about 7 per year. Yeah, about 7. And to finish actually the 100 research laboratories that we have queued up, it's gonna be 46 years. It's a long time. Also, we have to worry about the uranium stockpile. We're producing 3,329 per year. The moon is sending us 1,782 per year, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough. We're gonna be requesting a lot more. Also, if we want to produce all those research laboratories, we're gonna get a shortage of mercasium. Luckily, the moon also has mercasium and it's shipping it to us as well. Alright, so I think that would be our first priorities. And hopefully we'll soon have another shipping line as well, because, well, it's fine to have one, but I would like to have a couple at least. And as long as they are profitable, there's a chance that more shipping lines will show up, because they want to take a piece of the cake as well. And you can see already that they have been delivering infrastructure to Mars, but yeah, it's not going fast enough. I want them to focus just on the infrastructure that we have on there. So let's see what happens if we just increase 130 day tick. Can we see many commands of, yeah, they are loading installations at Luna and trade goods at Luna. I think we will be getting more infrastructure in Mars really soon. Ah, we have one inactive research lab on Earth. So we've already finished one of the research labs. That's good news. And I think it's time to start giving as many of our scientists at least one research lab, because that means they have a higher chance to improve their skills. So I'm just gonna go from the top of the list and just go down and put as many scientists to work, try to improve their skills. For Phyllis Buen, I think we will go for composite armor. More armor technology is really strong, means we need to spend less weight on armor. I like it. Alright, and let's just see how much we produce of the research labs in one 30-day tick. So we went from 0.8 to 0.38. That's a little bit more than a 0.4 swing. So that's okay. It's not great, especially because we ran out of our uranium. Again, of course. So it will slow down a bit now. So let's see. Yeah, it now went from 0.38 to 0.12. Uranium keeps staying a problem for us. How much population do we have on the moon? Summary. So we have 14 million people extra that are available for working on the moon. About 9.25 million of them are working on terraformers that are not actually doing anything. We have some civilian mining colonies. There is one at Venus who is also a really good uranium mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase the mineral output from Venus. Let's look at Temple 1. You have also some uranium and some other stuff. I'm gonna purchase this as well. The uranium is also pretty much the most common mineral found in the universe, I think. But we need a lot of it. And here's also uranium, so let's buy this as well. This will give us less stacks, but I think getting more uranium right now is more important. Alright, let's keep increasing it with 30-day ticks. And we have another research lab to assign. And I'm gonna assign it to the power and propulsion. And what we would like is to have some better technology for our engines. So there are a couple of things actually that we might want. Let's go over what things we might want. There have been many voices that we should discover jump point theory. People in the council think that expanding beyond our solar system could be really good. We could find more habitable planets and maybe find some alien race that is friendly towards us so we can start trade relations and learn from each other. But people were still afraid. They have learned how terrible a war can be. And might there be aliens in another system? They are still afraid that they would kill us all really, really quickly, and we don't really have the capabilities yet to defend ourselves. So the jump point theory, there was a vote, and unfortunately for the people who wanted it, the vote was negative, and they decided not to research it yet. It is on ban at the moment. So we designed some fighters not so long ago, and those fighters had some engines that were not that amazing. They were fast, they were pretty much one of the fastest engines that we ever produced. But fighters don't really need that much fuel, and even with the smallest fuel storage we had, they had fuel for 14 days. That's way more than they needed. So we could also research a more maximum engine power modifier. It gives a boost to the engine power but uses up a lot more fuel, which is fine for fighters. They can use up a lot more fuel, and that boost to engine power is quite strong. But I think just a better overall engine technology right now is the best. Some fuel consumption is also quite good, saves us some more fuel, but like I said, better technology for engines. Let's create this. And let's go for the auto turns. Ah, right, which won't fire because we have a mineral shortage. So let's do it manually. And let's see how Mars is looking at the moment. And Luna, of course. Summary. There's still a lot of infrastructure available. And he is using some capacity to load infrastructure. I'm not sure if it's enough. What I can do is subsidize him a bit more. Make sure that he has more money to transfer more infrastructure. Because he has been lacking a little bit of share price. The record share price is a lot higher. He is suffering a little bit from some downwind. Oh, but Lexington 003 is also finished. And Lexington 003 should also start holding some infrastructure soon. So let's queue up the Lexington 004. I really would like more freighters, just so I can help out the civilians a little bit with shipping things wherever I want it. And I want it to do, when I order something to be done, like sending infrastructure to Mars, I want it done as quickly as possible. And we have an inactive research lab again. And a team has finished the engineering section fighter. Okay, so we have Prince Genety, who just finished our research, which is really strong. He had bonus of 50% times 4. That's a bonus of 200% to whatever she researches. And there are a couple of things here that we want to research. So, what do we want first? Right now, I'm thinking maybe some troop transport base. It's probably the best. We could use that. Should the need arise that we want a specific base, a planetary defense center, or planetary hangar, as we have on Earth, or New Earth. If we want that on another planet as well, we probably will fabricate the components on Earth, ship it to that planet, and use the so-called construction brigades over here to assemble it on that planet. And right now we have nothing to actually ship them with. So we're going to use a troop transport bay first, and after that we probably will research the construction brigade itself. But I'm going to assign only one research lab to her, because I want to start giving more people research labs, and the moment we have a lot of people working on that, then I think it will be fine to increase some priorities over here with some research labs. Because we need to get skills up. Now, Narol Rotman, you're a biology/genetics person. And this is probably the least interesting category for me at the moment. The genome sequence research allows the creation of new species. So we can create a species that can handle with higher gravities, higher atmosphere and stuff like that. The more research we do into it, the better we can become at it. But we don't really want to do that research. We don't want to genetically engineer some new species. We're really happy with us transhumans at the moment the way we are. We can transform the planets to our needs really easy. We have seen it on the moon and we will see it on Mars soon as well. So we can get a terraforming module for planets that are inhabitable for us at the moment but could be made habitable. So we can send some ships and do it from space. But we're not interested in that yet either. And a terraforming rate, we have a good terraforming rate. And I don't think any of this is really interesting to us. So Norel, I'm sorry, but you're gonna get passed for a research lab. So some sensors and fire control. Well, there are some really strong things over here that we would like. The first is better active sensors. We have some active sensors on our PDC at the moment, but it's not that great. So let's start getting that. And King Philby, you're gonna go with some probably EM sensory sensitivity. And that means we'll be able to detect EM sources of alien ships. They are the listening portion of active sensors. So EM sensors do play a role in active sensors as well. So that's why I kind of want them. Then there is a new technology that people have been really enthusiastic about in the council, but not yet really been developed by us yet. And that's the shield technology. Shields can protect our ship and regenerate without the need of armor. If we have really strong shields, we don't really need layers of armor because our shields will be our armor. And if we have really high regeneration rate, our shield will restore itself before the enemy can fire at it again. So we're gonna first discover the shield technology itself. People expect great things of this technology. I mean, a fighter who doesn't need armor but has shields can fire for a long time maybe. And we go to construction and production. Well, there are so many things I want in this. I want the asteroid mining module. I want higher construction rate, bigger civilian economy, fighter production, fuel production, mining production, research rate, build rate, and everything. Everything is so good. But for now, I think the most important thing is mining production. We need more minerals fast. So let's start with a mine. Next second priority is the research rate. Especially because we will be splitting our labs between a lot of people. I think we need more research rate. And we're out of labs for now. But there are still a lot of people I want to assign research to, so that will be done. Probably these four will not receive a research lab either, just because their bonus is 0. And that's just too much of a waste. But there are still a lot of people who do have some bonuses in some fields that we could actually use them. So we have some people that we can work with. Alright. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see people going to and from Mars. Probably should zoom on the sun, so a focus on the sun. And civilian mining colonies are being expanded, and that's all great. And we have an extra research lab again. So the next will be in energy weapons. So we have used gas cannons so far on our fighters, but people have been talking about laser weapons. We haven't discovered real good laser weapons yet, but maybe we can do something with that. And we start with infrared lasers. It's a wavelength technology, and the better the wavelength technology is, the more damage it will do over a longer range. Normally in a laser there is a fall off. The further you go with the laser, the less damage it does, and this will reduce it. And it's one of the components we have to have if we want to build laser weapons. So let's start with that.
and we just keep on going. And people are going back and forth. Let's take a look how far we are with shipping everything from the moon. There's still a lot of infrastructure. But looking at this, they only ship 1,000 pieces yet. That's still a lot to go. But we can support a population of 22 million already on Mars. And I think it's time that we're going to say quit to this order and put him back into Earth's orbit. And we will start shipping some of the terraforming facilities. I'm gonna leave the infrastructure to the civilian economy, and my freighters themselves will start going. Oh, they're actually on the way back, so we can start doing it now actually. And they will start going and ship the terraforming modules. Gonna move to Earth. We have terraforming components as well. Load terraforming components. Move to Mars. Unload the terraforming components. Actually, I want to have one more action when you get to Earth. When you get to Earth, I want you to refuel. Then load the terraforming components. Then move to Mars. Unload the terraform. No. Unload the terraforming components. And then move back to Earth and refuel and keep doing that. You probably don't need the fuel, but having it will make me feel safer that we don't get him stranded somewhere by accident. So the next person in our list of researchers or scientists is Jessica Stokely. She is also a construction and production engineer, and even though getting some high construction rate can be really powerful, I think I will go for a asteroid mining module. If we build at least one asteroid mining module ship and one fuel harvester ship, then we probably never will run out of minerals and we get literally stuck in the universe. Because it's possible if we mine out everything and spend it on wasteful things, and then we can get stuck. So this is going to be just a backup plan. They will never ever be stuck. Alright. The Lexington 4 is also built on Earth. So let's increase that. Let's go for the Lexington 5. Now maybe we should actually add an extra slipway to the deal steel services. Add an extra slipway, it doesn't require that many resources and it will be done quite late. But let's set that activity anyway. That way we can build two ships at the same time. And not necessarily will be used for the Lexington class, but maybe later on we will upgrade the Lexington class to something faster. And then we'll be able to retool this shipyard to it, and we can build two of them at the same time. Or even refit them. And I think I will turn off some of the clutter. So there should be an option somewhere that we can turn off the civilian economy. I'm not sure where, because right now it gives me so much information that I can't see some other things, and I don't like that. If we do fleets off, yeah, that's everything. But I just want the civilians. Is that? I should be possible, right? No. Show life pods. That's also fine. Oh, you can also show coordinates. That's actually pretty cool. I want to see mineral packets. I don't know. I don't know where you can turn it off. I will look into that between episodes, and if I know, then I will let you guys know. But this is gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching,
and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.